And my little sidebar article was called The Burning Boy Festival. and this is just what Big Brother was all about.
Right.
So I became a regular fixture in Big Brother, and they put out videos as well. So the videos...
Let me ask you this. As a parent, do your parents look at this and like, hey, remember we thought he was crazy? Look what he's doing. He's in his... This was his big deal. He's in the magazine. Like, my son's 17, and I'm trying to see...
I remember him
he used to be little... Well, no, he's
kid.
a big kid, yeah. And I'm watching his path now to see where he goes. He's into underground rap, and he's got a T-shirt line and all that. So part of me is like very proud that he's doing all this stuff on his own, and then part of me is like very nervous about what's going to happen. But as a parent, it's good to see him doing something and getting it going. Like at first, I would have been like, "We might have a retarded kid," and then I go,
throw the R word around like it's no big deal.
Just coincidence today. But no. But I mean, like. We might have a kid who's got some issues here, and then all of a sudden you're in the magazine that you wanted to be in, and you're doing it.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
my dad was a very successful corporate
Businessman,
executive.
yeah.
Working for multinational corporations, and I dropped out of college. Not thrilled about that. My dad was not thrilled.
Sure.
And I was raised with enough pride that when I was like sort of meandering around after dropping out of college, homeless for 3 years, I had too much pride to ask him for help.
To
so
go
I just
home.
kind of found my way.
Right.
Following the Grateful Dead and selling drugs, having the government test drugs on me for money was a good source of income.
See, now my thing is always as a father, Less Than Zero. The movie with Less Than Zero, Robert Downey Jr., where Robert Downey goes to his father on the tennis court and says, "I need help," and he says, "I can't help you anymore. I can't." That's my worst. Worst nightmare as a father. But I mean, if drugs aren't involved, or if he's not, into somebody else for the money, if he's just trying to find his way, I found my way.
Years after the fact, I said, "Dad, I didn't have anything that I was doing which warranted you being proud of me. Not one damn little thing.
Right.
Like it's not. I just couldn't. I didn't have it in me to. I couldn't come to you and ask you to bankroll me doing nothing that you were in approval of.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask you for money
To set myself on fire.
I said you weren't going to give me money to do stuff that. He said you never gave me the chance.
I mean, what if you had gone to him? How did he feel about clown college?
He wasn't into it. He thought clown college was he was not at my gala graduation ceremony.
See, I think that
he lived in England.
But as a parent, you have to go, okay, well, it's not my route, but he found his route,
right? But
and
now,
support
to his credit, the clown college was 1997. 1998, he took it upon himself to initiate a conversation with me where he said exactly that. He said, you clearly haven't chosen a path that I would have picked for you.
Right.
But now I know that you're really genuinely committed to it. And that being the case, I just want you to be as good at it as you can.
Well, that's good. I think that's
He said
good.
the same thing with his dad. His dad didn't want him to be a businessman. His dad was all academic, theology, clergyman. Like the whole thing.
You can't try to live your life through your kids. It's never going to work out that way.
Yeah.
Question: in 2024, who is worth more money, you or your father?
Ooh, that's a mean question. He's on my payroll.
Oh, does he handle your finances?
He came out. I took him out of retirement.
That's great.
It's satisfying to say. I feel like I'm blushing, and I would be mortified if my dad heard me say that in that context.
No, but I get it. But that, I mean, to you, that's got to be such a great feeling. Not kind of like shove in your face, but look, I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's zero. I did it. Or I'll show you. And when I had little stuff in Big Brother magazine, they weren't paying me. I had not made a dime.
That's a personal conquest. And it's something you love so much, and then all of a sudden to be featured and like. I don't know.
Dude, you want to know about the personal conquest, and apologies if you've heard this.
No, please tell me.
I was such a fan of Motley Crue when I was a kid.
So yes, tell this story because I don't know if enough people heard this. This is a great story.
And my dad at the time, we lived in Canada, living in Toronto. My dad was, I believe, the president of Nabisco, Canada.
Okay.
Motley Crue's coming on Girls, Girls, Girls tour. The year is 1987.
Okay.
And Nabisco, Canada has, I believe, multiple skyboxes
in the arenas.
These luxury suites in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens where the hockey team plays. Yep. And my dad knows how much I love Motley Crue. And he knows nobody at Nabisco gives a crap about a Motley Crue concert. So the Nabisco skyboxes are going to be empty. Dad comes to me and he says, son, I'm going to do you a solid. He says, Motley Crue's coming. He says, I'm going to take you. I got the Nabisco skybox for us to enjoy the Motley Crue concert. And I say, Dad, watching Motley Crue through a plate glass window sucks. And he says, all right, well, if you can get better tickets, then by all means, go for it. Now, I didn't have a plan at the time.
Yeah.
But the day before the concert, I see on the news that they're just outraged. These jerks, these rock stars coming to our city, they behave like this. Whatever it was, they set a hotel room on fire.
They're being Motley Crue.
Being Motley Crue, and they're in our town. There's just this piece on the news about these terrible people coming to the town, and the concert's the next day. So I'm thinking, the concert's the next day. It's tomorrow. Right. And they're here now.
Yeah.
So they're in a hotel.
Oh, there's an opportunity.
I just know it. They're in a hotel. And I got to find them. And I'm such a diehard Motley Crue fan. They're all over my walls. I know that Nikki Sixx's real name isn't really Nikki Sixx.
Oh, you knew.
Frank Carlton Ferrano.
Right.
Like, I know Vince Neil, his real name, Vincent Wharton.
Sadly, I know all this stuff.
That's epic. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, like, not going to check into a hotel as Nikki Sixx.
Right.
But probably not going to check in as Frank Carlton Ferrano.
Right. Too many people like you know that.
So I thought, you know what? The manager. And meanwhile, I'm 13 years old. I go run into my room, pull out my tape cassettes, and every single one look at manager. It says Doc McGee.
Doc McGee, yeah.
Doc McGee. And so I'm there in a hotel under the name Doc McGee. And I go run into the kitchen and I pull out the yellow pages.
Look up the hotel.
And I just go to hotel, and I'm not cherry picking. Like, oh, they're going to be in a nice one. No.
You just went through everyone?
I start at the top of the list. A.
Triple A hotel. Yeah.
And I literally, and it's 1987. They didn't even have call waiting yet. So my mom's pissed because I'm tying up the house phone. The concert was October 25th, but this is the day before.
Right. This is 13-year-old Steve-O.
And October 25th was a Sunday, so this is Saturday. My dad's watching college football. Right. My mom's in the kitchen. I'm sitting there calling hotel after hotel, and when the hotel picks up, I say, hello, please put me through to Doc McGee's room, please. My mom's just pissed because I'm tying up the house line.
Just hearing you say that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Doc McGee, please.
Annoying. And she's like, you got to knock this off. And I said, Mom, I'm calling Motley Crue. Right? Now, my dad, sitting there kind of like noticing what's going on, he's watching college football. All he's ever wanted, and you could probably relate to this, all he's ever wanted was to see that spark. Just to see some enthusiasm, just to see to see me on fire for something.
Right.
And my dad says, honey, he's calling Motley Crue.
Were you like, finally, he's on my side?
He's on my side. And so I sit there for hours. Finally, I'm guessing I'm 2-3 hours into it.
Really?
And there was a false alarm with a different spelling for McGee. But ultimately, I was patched through to a room. And the phone rang. This guy answers. And I say, hello, is that Doc McGee? And the guy says, nah, this is Doc's brother, Scott.
Who is also on tour, yeah.
Yeah, who's this? And I said, as in Motley Crue. Like, I'm just kind of freaking out. Is the crew there?
Right.
Right away, he's annoyed. He's annoyed on the phone. He's like, all right, like, who is this? How'd you get this number? And I said, I just called every hotel in the yellow pages. Like I'm looking for the crew. And he says, are you kidding me? Are you serious? That's awesome. How would you like backstage passes?
Just from talking to Scott McGee.
Scott McGee was just impressed.
Yeah.
The little kid called every hotel in the Yellow Pages. He put me on the list for backstage passes, tickets in the center fifth row. And my dad drove me to the show. We're in this cool media line.
Your dad know now that you made it through and Doc McGee's brother's hooking you up?
100%, yeah. Yeah, and it was the next day. We're all prepared. Like, we're in line with all these cool, they got my pass with my name, an envelope with my name on it. The pass is inside.
That's so great.
Because we come in the media door, everybody's got huge cameras and stuff. Like, I've got, like, my big boom box, which we bring to the skybox so that I can put it next to the speaker and bootleg the concert. I record the concert. My dad takes photos of me with Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee.
Oh, your dad went backstage, too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I had 2 backstage passes. So I've got like pictures from 1987. Tommy Lee and I are both kids.
Yeah.
Like I'm super prepubescent. It's just a rad story.
Do you get to show them to them now?
Oh yeah, dude! It became full circle where when they got back together in 2004. Like I announced them as being back together, like at this big event. It's
That's
so crazy
great.
In full circle. Like they're the quotes on my first book, on the cover. It's just really rad. And after that, from that point on, when I was 13, like every crappy report card, every son, if you could just
put the effort into as you did the Motley Crue. Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, your life would be so easy if you could just apply yourself.
Yeah.
If you could just show it, just loomed over me as this annoying curse.
Yeah, that's so true, though.
Like you've demonstrated that you have
the ability, the tenacity.
But you're a loser.
Yeah. So you grew up in not in California, but you grew up around
5
traveling.
different countries.
Yeah. I grew up in New York, and I was a Bon Jovi fan because Slippery and Wet and New Jersey came out while I was in high school. So that was the thing. And I went to see them in June at Giant Stadium, the first time I played Giant Stadium. So 70,000 people, 1989. I'm here, they're there. I still think it's the greatest night of my life, whatever. Fast forward now, I got a couple of guys in the band on my phone. I go out to eat with them when they come to town. I'm like, this is the most full circle thing to me ever.
Couple guys in the band on my phone. Go out to eat with them a couple of times.
Yeah.
But are those guys cool with John Bon Jovi?
Are they cool with him?
Yeah, because wasn't there like some...
So Sambora is the only one that's out, the guitar player.
Okay.
But like David Bryan and I have become acquaintances. I can call him or text him if I had to. Tico Torres, we've gone out to dinner with him a couple times where he knows we recognize each other. You know what I mean? That to me blows my mind. John is above everything. So I've met John and hung out with John a couple times. I don't really think he knows who I am.
He's above everything.
He's above everything. Yeah. But I mean, like they were the nicest guys, and it was just one of the most full circles things with me because to me they were like, when I was a kid they were superstars, and now I'm eating dinner with them in Tampa. So it's just it blows my mind, that stuff. I love that. I love that story. I love that you calling the hotels and all that. Also, good thing you got Scott McGee and not get Doc, because Doc's a little curmudgeon-y. He's a little, he would have been like, hung up on you.
Apparently, Scott McGee today is neighbors with Kid Rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So imagine that means Scott's doing pretty well.
Scott's doing all right. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Holy cow! This is Steve-O in the studio with us.
Check it out, dude.
Oh yeah.
We've got the pictures of me and Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee brought up on
the
intro
on
web.
Bone TV. Yeah.